Okay, hi guys, welcome to the special interviews on Unilag TV. My name is Adeola Adegoke, and I have with me Made Kuti, but I want him to make an introduction of himself.
Hello, I'm Made Kuti.
Oh, that's just it. Really, no, don't do that for us.
What do you want me to say?
Don't keep
What
us
I do?
hanging. Yeah.
Okay, I'm a singer, songwriter, composer, and performer. Multi-instrumentalist.
Oh, wow. Multi-instrumentalist. Let's start with that. Multi-instrumentalist. How do you get into that?
Well, for me, I got into it because I grew up around a lot of musicians that played a lot of diverse instruments. So when I was younger and I was going on tour with my dad, I would ask one musician to teach me the foundations of one instrument, and then I'd ask my dad to teach me that instrument. And then I did that over and over again until I played several instruments.
Wow, that's great. Now, so it's good to have you here, but let's talk. How does it feel, to finally let this album, how does it feel to let it out, into the world?
It feels like a weight off my shoulders because the album has been going. A lot of the songs are quite old. They're about 4 years old.
Yes.
But we had a lot of issues bringing them out. Not creatively, but industry problems. So it feels really nice to finally be able to listen to it without listening to it from my hidden files and just be able to, play it out and enjoy it.
Wow, that's great. You come from an iconic legacy, musical legacy. Let's put it that way, because I really do love that you come from an iconic music legacy. And I would say that kudos to you, because you did make use of it. At least you're a multi-instrumentalist. Yes, you really did make use of it. So, with chapter 1, you're firmly planting your own flag. Did you ever feel pressured, over your legacy, where you come from? Did it pressure you or it motivates you?
It does the latter. It motivates me for sure, not because of the legacy itself, but because of the kind of upbringing that I've had. I've been very fortunate to have a father that is extremely enlightened, because he had gone through the same kind of routine with his own father. And all the things that he faced that were sort of severe challenges and severe obstacles. He prepared me for them long before I was even fully convinced I was going to be a musician. So he made sure that I understood how to draw on the legacy for inspiration, as opposed to looking at it as pressure or a burden. So I don't feel pressure. I am very lucky, and I understand that everything that has happened before me is a blessing, as opposed to a difficulty or a challenge.
Wow, that's great. Good to hear. Now, you penned, you co-produced, you sang, and you often led the trumpet arrangements and all.
No, I arrange everything.
You arrange everything.
Yeah.
Wow. And
I composed everything.
All of this while writing 13 tracks.
Yeah, there was more, but we couldn't put everything on there.
So which of all of this role pushed you the most? Like, which one pushed you the most? Which one stressed you, or let's say, needed much more of your time? And which one of it do you enjoy the most?
It's hard to pick favorites, but I think that the one I enjoy the most, because it's special to me, because I got my dad to play the sax on it.
Wow.
And he took one of the most beautiful solos at the end of the track that I've heard in music. And for complexity, probably I won't run away, because it's in a complex and irregular time signature, and the arrangement is different. And yeah, I just had a few challenges trying to make it, but it wasn't challenge like sweating challenge. It was geeky challenge. Like I felt like a mad scientist there.
Wow. Wow. Mentioning about you feeling like a mad scientist here now, looking at your time at the London's Trinity Lab and Conservatoire. I hope I pronounced that well.
Conservatoire, yeah.
Conservatoire, yeah. All right. So looking at that, and your song, which is a blend of Afrobeat with jazz, high life, even rock and reggae, all combined together. You get which of all of these influences, that you've had, how did it filter into your music? How do you just, pick all of them all together?
I think because at Trinity, what I studied was composition. So I was writing in the first year, it was small ensemble. Second year was medium, and by the third year, it was large orchestration. So what I started to develop for myself was a passion for writing music as opposed to, performing or playing music.
Okay.
So when I write and I start a song, I don't think about the direction I want to push it stylistically. I just incorporate all the things that I've learned so far and I let it be whatever it is. If you ask me the genre of my music, it's really hard to define sometimes.
Yeah. That's why it's surprising, because you're picking this, you're picking that, and you bring everything all together. And you do that so absolutely well.
Thank you very much. Also, the foundation is always Afrobeats. It's always Afrobeat. Yeah.
Now, speaking about Afrobeat, Afrobeat has always carried the weight of activism, and thanks to your grandfather, Fela, for that. Kudos to him on that. And even your father, he continued in that. So where does your political or social voice show up most in this album?
In this album, probably my voice. Yeah. The song is about the electoral process, about the burst of energy that comes through during, the elections, and the immediate disappointment that comes thereafter. And all of the things that happen in between. And really how, despite all that, at least I will always choose to stay here until I guess I can't live here anymore.
Wow, that's cool. Now, so let's talk about the title of this album. Where does happiness come from? So is it that it's a search for happiness, or personal question, or you want us to get a tip from that?
I want people that listen to the album in its entirety to question themselves about, truly, where does true happiness come from? And so far, I've heard a lot of different answers. I've heard somebody said plantain, somebody said money, somebody said from within. And I think my answer, I don't want to say because I don't want to leave an impression and interpret the question to anybody.
I'm still going to ask you what the question is from you.
I can't. I've made sure so far not to say my own answer, because if the artist gives you the answer, then it becomes the answer. I don't want to say what the answer is.
So it's like a treasure hunt for us.
I mean, if you listen to the album, you probably guess what my answer is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's still a treasure hunt for us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so now, this is just chapter 1, So what's the next for you?
Chapter 2.
A part 2, new collabs, or just...
I tend not to feature on my music because of how personal it is to me. And I also don't want to force any musicians to sort of accept the same kind of philosophy that I have. So I work on my own most of the time until I bring the music to the band, and then we rehearse and perform it. But next album will probably be the same like this one. It'll probably be just me.
So let's say you have an artist come I want to up on this with you.
They won't even hear it before it comes out. If they come after the song is released, I'm happy to remix it for anybody. But I tend to do more features for other people, play on other people's music as opposed to invite people to play on mine.
So you mean, as you're writing and producing the song, you cannot really just, get a feeling that I think I need this person to come upon this?
I've never had that feeling until Story, where I brought my dad on. The reason I brought him on was he soloed to the track live at one of my shows at Moist Beach before they demolished it for that road.
Okay.
So when he played there, I realized that he had something very unique to, and also just only he could have done. So but other than that, no. By the time I'm done in the studio, I feel like the song is done.
Wow.
Yeah.
So would we be hearing the song, are we hearing it more on the live band?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The strength of our performances are almost always in our live shows. Yeah, the strength of the music, is in our live performances.
Okay, so, just permit me, I still want to go back to that, on a lighter note, where does happiness comes from you? So is it the music? Is it the studio? Is it Lagos, a favorite moment?
I'm so sorry. I really made sure not to say it. I really, see, when you spend so much time on a project, it becomes like a baby. and you don't want to do a disservice to your intentions. You know what I mean? If I say it, I have, in some way, I have cancelled out my intentions with the album.
Wow.
What I think it is, generally, is something that comes from within. It's something that you seek through accountability, through self-awareness, through questioning everything, through liberal thoughts, and being able to object against things that you do not see eye to eye with. Generally, that's the concept that I'm
Okay, so
working with.
let's take a dive into the world of Afrobeat, the Afrobeat industry. What's your take about the industry so far? And, understanding that a lot of labels are saying that it costs about 40 million naira to sell a single. Yeah, what do you think?
Well, I feel like that's a result of how the industry has functioned over the past few decades.
Okay.
What I will say is, I'll give you an example. I know a few incredible bands that play incredible music, and they're very underground. And I've never seen them have a live performance where the people didn't have a wonderful time. And I also know that these bands, so far, have not been able to get a label to sign them through, have not been able to get funding for their projects, have not been able to get more opportunities or good pay for the shows that they perform. Of course, they're instrumentalists. They play fantastically on their instruments. They write all their music. It's not commercial, So I think for the industry, we need diversity. We need a space where we are not simply investing all our resources in what we believe can work in clubs or in commercial spaces.
Okay.
But also what, incredible artists and creatives spend writing their music in small rooms with a few people and have a space to share.
Okay, so aside your album, which one would you say is the best so far? And also, are there some live bands we should be on the lookout for?
The best live album, I think so far. The best album, I think so.
Yes.
I think Shocky Shocky from '98 by my dad. I think that, for me, that shaped the direction of Nigerian music to be more modern and incorporate a lot more electronic elements. And what was the second question?
I said, are there some live band you think we should?
Oh yeah, Olusegun and the Stallions, the Folks. Who else? The Recurrence. There's so many of them. There's incredible musicians. Check them out.
All right. Thank you so much. And it's been a great time having you on the special interviews. It's been quite the time. So finally, what should your fans, people who are yet to listen to your album, what's your message to them?
This is something I'm very bad at. I'm not good at telling people. I hope you listen to the album, and I hope that when you listen through, it opens up something different in your mind that didn't exist before, because that's my intention.
All right. Thank you so much for coming. And that's it on the special interview on Unilag TV. Thank you for watching.
Peace out.